Hey guys, Jordan here again. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to process some personal property. Now I'm going to start this video and show you why it is so important to assign a lot, right? So I have a VIN that I've already pre-selected from our post-recovery lineup, and what we're going to be doing is utilizing the app to show you how to process personal property. So let's pull up the app. Now, why is it so important to assign a lot? I'll show you right now. You can see that I've got my RDN Mesa lot selected, and then the task I have is personal property. Again, Cleardata being so task driven, you're going to want to select any task that you want to complete. Most of our lot attendants are doing pictures and personal property. So let's just hit apply. And now you see I've already put the VIN in here. So why isn't anything coming up? It's because I don't have a lot assigned. So I know this might seem a little bit redundant, but a lot of the questions that we've received have said, hey, I can't find something. Why can't I find it? It's because everything is predicated on the storage lot. Now don't worry, it's extremely easy to assign that storage lot. You're simply going to have that done. It's on the agent side. It is completely automatic by selecting the lot type when utilizing ClearPlan's on-hook functionality. So everything is going to need to be marked out in our on-hook in order for it to have the lot automatically assigned. So let's go ahead and assign the lot really quick manually, just as an example. So we'll go to post-recovery, and you can see this is the VIN that I'm talking about. You just saw it on the screen there, 845784, and you can see right here there is no lot assigned. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to assign a storage lot to this. We'll open the card, and now we're going to assign the lot. So now we're assigned RDN Mesa. Now let's go back and look at that. Automatically, that card has now dropped in to Cleardata, right? So it doesn't need to be refreshed, just like ClearPlan, completely live system. So as your office is processing everything, in real time, the app will update. So because I've had this VIN typed in, I'm just looking at this. If I X'd out of it, I would actually see all of the VINs right now that are eligible for personal property. But what I'm going to do is go back to that just for the sake of example, and we're going to say 845784. All right, there's our Ford Explorer. So it's time to do personal property. Now you'll see that that is the only task that has been assigned for this unit, right? So let's go ahead and process some property. So we're going to move this to storing. That means that I am now storing the personal property. And I'm going to add a property photo. For the sake of example, you can see I put some property photos in here before and some car photos, but I'm going to take a picture of this pen. Most of our customers are taking pictures of front seat, back seat, trunk, etc. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to hit done. Perfect. Now that property photo is going to be in my photos, and I'm going to update the storage note. So what is the storage note? Storage note is super easy. It's essentially just saying what was in the car. We all have a different inventory system, so what I'm going to say is what was in the bins, right? So we'll just say miss paperwork, and I'm going to say bin 1 shelf A. I'm going to hit update. Now you can also create the property notice letter from here. So in some states, they have a property notice letter they like to send out. All of those photos would be digitized, and the property description would be on that. But for the time being, because most of us don't have to go by those regulations, I'm going to just hit I'm done with property. Now you'll see it has disappeared. The reason it's disappeared off of the screen is because that task is done. So again, that's such an awesome part of Cleardata is you're not constantly having to go out and say, hey, I need you to clean this car, this car, this car, this car, or process these properties. Once your lot attendant is done processing all of the personal property for the day, he'll have nothing to do in his lineup. So now let's just go ahead and take a look here. You're going to notice on personal property, it has been moved over to the done section. That means this task has been done. For the sake of example, I have not done any of the other tasks here. And now we're going to look at the photos. There's our one personal property photo. So I can click that. I can take a look at this personal property photo, a crystal clear photo if I want. Right here, I can go ahead and save it to my machine. Or what I can do is I can select it and I can send it to RDN should I want to. Also, when I select, I can delete it from here, select the photos to RDN. I can mark it as sent. Download a picture report with the selected photos. I can email the selected photos, so if I had to email it to a client or one of my other lots, I could do so. And I can also download selected photos. You can also get the RDN property receipt here and a property notice as well. These are cool features, and I recommend after you have a couple of accounts that you've played with, just go ahead and click these and test it out. So I'm going to deselect it right now. So now what I want to do is we're going to go over to our personal property tab and let's take a look at this VIN. Now another thing, guys, when I showed you, hey, I couldn't pull this up because I didn't have a lot assigned to it. The same thing goes for personal property. If personal property has not been marked complete, you cannot find it on the personal property tab. This is where you're going to do all of your personal property, right? So now that we've processed this personal property, I can see it here. I can go to RDN. I can look at a PDF, take a look at any of the notes. You can see the storage note is right here, customer name, the state is ready. If this property gets redeemed, I can go ahead and mark it as staged for appointments today, or I can say, hey, this is going to be done.